Hello, I am sitting at home, just chilling. I decided to put on some clothes and do a video and talk about one of the most favorite things that I love to talk about, which is hair. So let me put on some music because I love music, y'all. Right now it's raining outside. The weather is dropping. The weather's doing some crazy things right now. So we're trying to keep from cutting on the heat, but I think after this video, I'm going to cut on the heat. But I just want to explain some things about hair. If my thing is gonna play. Okay. I want to explain some things about hair, okay? Earlier, my husband was asking me, let me make sure this music is not too loud. Earlier, my husband and I were talking product because we're always talking about the next steps of things. And he was just asking as a normal consumer. He was like, can my moisturizer replace my conditioner? Can I skip the conditioner and go straight to the moisturizer? And I was looking at him like, no. And I forgot, he doesn't know hair. I'm the professional, right? So after I explained to him why conditioner could not replace a moisturizer, he was like, oh, you need to tell the world that, because a lot of people don't know, what they need to be doing and why they need to be doing it. So I thought it was a great opportunity to go and pull my hair up, put on some lipstick, my little mascara, and my eyebrows, and come in front of the camera and give you all some knowledge, which is always beneficial. Make sure, I hope this music is not too loud, y'all. Y'all know I love music. So first things first, I just came out with a product line, Cadence Taylor Organic Beauty. And of course, I prayed about what would be my first product to launch. What did I think was the most important product that my clients would need and rid of most of their issues, something that could be used on all different types of hair, something that could also be used on the scalp for dandruff and psoriasis, eczema, something that could be used on the skin, just something multi-purpose that can help a whole lot of people, okay? So oil was the solution for my first product. The reason being is because I do multiple consultations. And in my consultation, I always ask, what are your hair concerns? And then I ask them what their hair goals are. So a lot of times the hair concerns are dry hair, frizzy hair, won't grow, hard to manage. Some of them have, scalp issues, but for the majority of people that have textured hair, they always tell me dry hair. And I always ask them, well, what kind of products are you using on your hair? What type, do you use any type of oil? What are you doing when you style your hair? Are you deep conditioning, meaning going under the dryer with some type of indirect heat so the cuticle can open and actually let things into the hair? A lot of times they're not, but I want to specify and focus mostly on oil today when I talk to you. All oils are not equal. And I know you see it a lot where they talk about sealing oils versus penetrating oils, okay? At the end of the day, you can always do without a sealing oil. You can, or you can do without it, because a lot of times the more coarse textures need a sealing oil. Sometimes the penetrating oil can act as a sealing oil with the fine to medium textured hair. But you can never do without a penetrating oil, okay? Let me tell you why. Penetrating oils, the molecular structure is small, so it's able to actually penetrate the hair strand, no matter if it's a fine strand, a medium strand, or a coarse strand. No matter if it's high porosity, low porosity, or normal porosity. You always need something that's going to penetrate the hair strand and get to the innermost parts of the strand to give strength, to give moisture, excuse me, most importantly, strength and moisture, all of them are important, and to protect the hair from inside to out. So I knew that whatever oil I wanted to come up with, it had to be penetrating, because that totally changes the moisture levels in a hair strand. When the hair is hydrated and moisturized, it will do anything you tell it to do. That means your detangling will be a lot easier. You won't lose a lot of hair. You won't get frustrated. You won't dread the day that you shampoo your hair because the process takes so long. If you're tender-headed, you won't dread hurting yourself. Moisturized hair is just always the goal. When anybody sits in my chair, I want them to have the most healthiest head of hair, but it starts with hydration and moisture. I always put them on a treatment plan of 1 hydration treatment monthly. And when they're home shampooing their hair, if they take care of their own hair, letting them know that they do need to go in under indirect heat for their conditioning process, because the conditioner will basically sit on top of the hair strand if the cuticle does not open up and let it in. You'll experience, of course, slip depending on what ingredients are in your conditioner, but you really want the conditioner to go into the hair, which is actually where the magic happens, in the hair strand. So when we talk about sealing oils are the more heavier oils, and they actually go on top of the hair to seal in whatever is in the hair. So you have to make sure there's moisture to put in the hair. True hydration and moisture comes from water. Okay, let's start there. So I knew that that was important. So when I created my first product, Raindrops, let me play another song for y'all. God sent me the oil that I needed to put together and formulate so that my oil is not only an oil, but 90% of its content is water, because that is true hydration. That's true moisture. Something else I like. Let's see. I like this song by The Deal. So anyway, I knew that I needed something to be foundational. That is the foundation of hydration and moisture, which is this penetrating oil, because you have to have it. You can, or you can, like I said, you can or you can't do the sealing oil depending on your texture. Most thicker textures prefer some type of oil or some type of butter, because oils and butters are the same thing. So they need some type of something to seal in that moisture, make that hair more manageable and make it and make it more smooth, so that when they do their styling, that it will be what they want it to be. It'll come out right. You'll have your definition. You won't have any frizz. But the foundation of everything starts with the oil. So as I was telling my husband, because he was like, oh, so then because he was talking more about his beard as a man, shampooing his beard, conditioning, rinsing it off. Then I said, yes, you can do a leave-in or you could do the oil. And then you put more of the butter or the heavier on top that seals in the moisture into the hair. So therefore, when you go back and you shampoo it all off, because you have to get it off the hair at some point, because if you don't, that's when buildup causes. And buildup can be an issue too, because if the product that you're putting onto the hair, it sits on top of the strand, right? We already made that clear. A heavier oil or a butter, whatever you're styling with, it could be a gel, it sits on the hair strand. So therefore, if you're not shampooing it, if you're not detoxing it every once in a while, meaning shampooing it with something other than a sulfate-free shampoo that just, takes off just a little bit of the product, because it doesn't, to me, sulfate shampoos don't just totally, clean. It depends on the ingredients, because of the fact that that's not what it's formulated to do. It's formulated to leave your natural oils on the hair. So if it's formulated to not strip your hair of natural oils, it's definitely not taking all the product off your hair either. Anyway, take all the product off, which is in a detox, which is very important, and with your shampoo process in conjunction with each other, because that buildup creates a barrier on top of the hair strand. And when the barrier is created, the cuticle can no longer open up to let anything in. You start saying, oh, that product used to work on my hair, but it doesn't work anymore. That's because the product can no longer get to your hair strand, because you've put so much product on it, and at no point did you take it all off and start all over. So this is very, 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 very important, that you have a clean and healthy scalp, starting with the shampoo, that you have a hydrating conditioner that's not full of any chemicals and things of that sort, and that you have a penetrating, hydrating oil. Like I said, my Raindrops Cadence Taylor Beauty, 90% of its content is water. So even when you're styling, even for the men, when you're brushing your hair, doing your hair, your beard, putting water on is great. And then putting on your styler or whatever it is that you want. If it's a beard balm or whatever, you don't have to just wet your hair or your beard during shampoo time, because that hydration is coming from the water. So that's perfect to start with in your regimen daily, okay? So I just want to come in and let you know that I hope that this helps. I hope that it helps your detangling process, which it will, because like I said, when the hair is moisturized, it will do whatever you tell it to do. When it's hard to detangle, when it's ratty, when it's breaking, when the ends are steady splitting, going up and up and up, that means that your hair is extremely dry. And what you're doing is probably putting product sealing in dryness, okay? That's what you're doing. So if you're confused and you're like, I'm using this Jamaican black castor oil, I'm using this coconut oil, I'm using this olive oil. First of all, if you use it in the proper steps, because with the finer texture hair, you do that before you shampoo versus after. Depending on your hair porosity, it's different places that you can use those oils. But if you're definitely using it just for a sealing oil, make sure that you're sealing in good stuff. Make sure you're sealing in moisture, sealing in hydration, or you'll be sealing in dry hair and you'll be confused. So anyway, I hope this helps. It was worth me getting cute to get on this video on this rainy day that I'm just chilling with the family. If you have any questions at all, you can reach out to me via email, social media. My social media is at Euphoric Essence. My email is at euphoricessencesalon@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Okay? You have a great and awesome day.